USA, the Grand Canyon is a natural gorge that runs for 277 miles and is about 6,000 feet deep and 10 miles across on average. The canyon itself is thought to have existed for 70 million years, but the Colorado River that's been carving into the bedrock there has only been doing so for about 6 million years. The amazing layers of rock that can be seen are a truly breathtaking sight to see and draw around 5 million tourists a year. But geologists love it even more, as each layer there is a different chapter for them in the Earth's history. The rock at the bottom is around 2 billion years old, and the rock at the top is 230 million years old. On to number 9, and we've got the Taj Mahal in India. There's no doubt about it that this is one of the most exquisite buildings ever made. A lot of people recognize this totally symmetrical building, but some people aren't aware of its purpose and origins. Standing at 561 feet and made of white marble, the Taj Mahal is a mausoleum that was commissioned by the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan to be the final resting place for his third wife, Mumtaz Mahal, after her death. Construction started in 1632 and was completed around 1653 after roughly 20 years of work. It took more than 20,000 skilled workers and architects to design and construct the entire complex, which includes a large garden, a reflecting pool, a mosque, and other mausoleums. Alright, let's just move on to our number 8, and we've got the Northern Lights and the Southern Lights, also known as the Aurora Borealis. It's quite simply the most incredible natural light display in the world. The science behind it is that when solar winds from the sun react with the Earth's magnetosphere, particles are thrust into the upper atmosphere and emit light as they lose their energy. The results of this are spectacular, but can only be seen near the Earth's magnetic poles. Places like Norway and the north of Canada are known to be the safest bet if you want to check out these northern lights. Right, folks, for our number 7 now, we're going over to South America to talk about Machu Picchu. Hidden in the rocky Andes Mountains in Peru lies Machu Picchu, an abandoned Inca settlement that remained a secret to all but a few people until it was rediscovered in 1911 by American archaeologist Hiram Bingham. It sits about 18,000 feet above sea level and was thought to be a religious site constructed by the Inca Empire sometime in the 15th century. It was abandoned in the 16th century after the Spanish conquest of the Incas and left in ruin to be reclaimed by the surrounding jungle. At its peak though, Machu Picchu would have been one of the most incredible sites in the world, consisting of 200 different Inca buildings split into farming, housing and religious areas. Alright, coming in at number 6, we've got Mount Everest, also known in Nepal and Tibet as Sagarma or Chomolungma respectively. Mount Everest is Earth's highest mountain. It continues to captivate scientists and tourists all over the world, especially climbers, many of whom see climbing Everest as the literal pinnacle of their careers. Its peak is 29,029 feet above sea level, and it was formed about 16 million years ago when the Indian landmass collided with Asia. Although humans love Mount Everest, it doesn't seem to love humans. Temperatures there can reach as cold as -60 degrees with winds of 200 miles an hour. It was reported in January 2016 that the total death toll for Everest climbers has reached 275 people. 5, and we're going to go over to this statue of Jesus Christ is arguably the most prominent landmark in the city of Rio de Janeiro. It was completed in 1931, stands at 98 feet tall, and is made of reinforced concrete that brings its total weight to about 635 tons. In 2007, it was voted into the new 7 Wonders of the World by members of the public around the world in a poll organized by the New 7 Wonders Foundation. Although the statue is visible from most parts of the city, 1.8 million visitors make the journey up to the peak on which it sits to be up close and personal with it. 4, and we're taking a dive to see the Great Barrier Reef. It's the largest collection of coral reef in the world, an underwater ecosystem built by colonies of tiny marine animals. The Great Barrier Reef is the most spectacular example of this natural phenomenon in the world. It's made up of 900 separate reefs and 900 islands that stretch for over 1,600 miles along the Australian coast, and the whole thing is quite literally alive. It's the world's largest structure of living entities, and it's so big that it can actually be seen from space. Although the reef itself is made up of billions of tiny coral polyps, it's home to an astounding amount of other species as well, including 1,500 species of fish, 134 species of sharks and rays, as well as 30 species of marine mammals, who all depend on its existence for their survival. Coming in at number 3 now, we've got the Hagia Sophia in Istanbul, Turkey. The name means holy wisdom, and it's no surprise as this building has been revered as as an important religious site for almost 1,500 years. It first served as an Orthodox cathedral and then was converted into a Catholic one and then became an Islamic mosque for almost 500 years from 1453 to 1931. It's now a museum and still attracts over 3.5 million visitors every year, with people who just stand in awe of its majestic mosaic-covered walls and dome, which rises over 180 feet off the ground, supported by immense arches that have somehow resisted the area's earthquakes for over 1,000 years. In 2, we've got the Great Wall of China. The Great Wall is the longest wall on the planet and is the biggest piece of ancient architecture in existence. Its oldest parts are 2,300 years old, and its official length stands at an astounding 13,170.7 miles long. Its initial construction was ordered by Qin Shi Huangdi during the Qin dynasty, which connected and extended existing walls. Chinese armies were then stationed along the wall to protect against an invasion of the Huns. They even had a signal fire system like the one in Lord of the Rings to alert everyone on the wall if there was ever an attack. Since then, the wall was built upon and enhanced by many people over the centuries until 1644, when the Ming dynasty was overthrown. Today, the Great Wall attracts over 10 million visitors a year who walk along this piece of living history that has stood the test of time. The largest of the Giza pyramids, the Great Pyramid, has been a true wonder of the world for over 4,500 years since its creation. Its purpose is believed to be a tomb for the 4th dynasty Egyptian pharaoh Khufu. It took 20 years to make, and the numbers alone are simply staggering. Roughly 2.3 million stone blocks were used in its construction, each weighing between 2 to 30 tons. The precision involved in its design, construction, and dimensions still baffle historians to this day. It was the tallest building in the world for 3,800 years, and the area it takes up is impressive too. You could fit 10 football fields inside of it.